Welcome to Indie Movement on ECAV Radio. I am your host, A.E. Beats, and over the break, while you were all relaxing, I was hard at work and actually had the pleasure of sitting down with local four-piece Captiva to talk to them about their debut self-titled EP that they put out about the second week of December. We had a lot of fun talking about various things during this interview. I'm going to be playing for you some tracks off the EP as well as songs that inspired some of the writing on the EP. So here we go. This is Captiva on ECAV Radio. All right. Well, I have Captiva here in the studio with me today. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Nothing much, man.
You guys want to do little introductions?
Yeah, sure. We got 3/4 of the band here. I am Jackson. I'm vocals and guitar.
I'm Patrick. I am vocals and guitar as well.
I'm Hank. I'm drums.
Speak louder. Speak closer into the
I'm Hank,
microphone.
and I'm drums.
Nice.
I'm drunk.
So you guys have a new EP coming out.
Yeah.
Self-titled, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I want to know, you guys call it a debut EP. You have a
Correct.
lot of stuff up on SoundCloud. You release some singles, and then you have like that, is it a full-length Experience the Buzz? Is that what it's called?
Oh, no, that one is Basement Creations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of like the very first thing that we ever recorded.
Quite experimental.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go
But,
back and
you know.
re-record all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually. Maybe down the road, yeah.
So that was kind of just the demo phase of Captiva, and this kind of the debut.
Right.
Yeah.
New Captiva coming at you right now.
So did you guys take a different creative approach when writing these new songs as you did in the past?
Kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we definitely put a lot more creative effort into it this time.
Yeah.
around. Not that we half-assed it.
Sure.
you know,
Yeah,
but-
just growth as a musician.
Yeah.
It was a lot more like the fact we knew people would be listening to these songs that we're about to release. So
Yeah.
And at first it was our friends know about us, but nobody knows who we are. We're doing this to just see what will come out of whatever we do together.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, this one was more all right, we're gonna promote this, and people are gonna hear it. So let's make sure it's something they like and we like, and it's all mutual. So
So did the songs go through a lot more scrutiny then? A lot more draft revisions?
yeah, exactly.
Probably, yeah.
And when that happens, the drafting and editing and stuff, a lot of that happens in the studio. We think we have the full song, but we're like, no, let's change this, and we re-record it and all that stuff. So, but it makes it so much better. Without the studio, it wouldn't be the song it
A lot of times the
is.
songs turn out completely different than how we expected.
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So let's talk about Road to Ruin. So you said that a lot of that was based off live performances. You guys wrote that with a live feel to it. So kind of break the song down for me. How did it start off? How did it develop? What kind of tweaks did you guys make?
Well, I wrote the song a while ago, and last year. Yeah, last year. It was the same year, but it was last semester, I guess. But developing it, there wasn't much development other than just me bringing the song to the band and telling everybody what I wanted to do with it and stuff. And basically, our bass player has a really nice house, and his basement is perfect for a practicing zone. And we got together, I showed the song to him, told him what I wanted to do, and it ended up literally exactly the way I wanted it. And the recording process went just as smoothly. I don't even know how many times it took us to do it live. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 times we tried it and we got it down, which is insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
For
right?
those
'Cause-
live takes, because sometimes if one thing messes up, then you have to redo it, the whole thing again.
Sure.
But it only took us 3 or 4 times. And good thing is that place where we had practiced, we practiced that song probably the most. It was the first time we really got together as a band and practiced a single song the most. So we got it down for sure, and then it just made the recording process so much easier.
Yeah. So it sounded like that song was a song that just kind of came together magically.
Yeah.
And a lot of the really, really good songs, and it now makes sense why that's your first single, just kind of come together like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So when you guys practice, do you practice to a click track too?
No.
No?
We just
Just go in and have fun?
Yeah.
Especially with that song, there was we kind of had a timing problem on that song. The timing was a big thing for us. The tempo.
Yeah, and the thing is
It's because it's fast.
what we were saying with songs where we start playing and we kind of just tweak a bunch of stuff and edit it.
Yeah.
That actually did happen quite a bit when we were practicing it, because that part where we jam or whatever, where we kind of break down, we start jamming, there's no words or whatever. That was completely from just practicing a song and just doing our own, because every time we practice a song, we always jam to it too, just to see what can come out of it. And that was just one of the things that came out of it, and it just worked out so well. We were like, yeah, we got to do this in a song, guys. It sounds dope. Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome. So where do you guys practice at?
practice.
Where do we practice at?
what is
practice? What is this word used? What
Was the question where?
Yeah.
Nick's house. He's our bass player.
Okay.
That's where we've practiced the most. I mean, usually a lot of the practice just comes from me and Patrick because I mean we write the music, and so like it's the most crucial part of practice is just me and him. Hank knows he can hear a song and he knows how to drum to it.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
along
He'll
with
hear the vibe.
along with our bassist too. They're
and
both
our
good
bassist
enough
is like one of the most
musicians.
musical people I've ever met. Like he's a musical genius. Like he goes to Belmont and he knows all the notes. Like
they just know what to do.
He can play with it too. So both of them can do that. So me and Pat just have to know what to do together, and then we can honestly
they just figure it out.
do what it takes.
Yeah.
They know what to do. But yeah.
Nice. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and check out Road to Ruin, the first single off Captiva's debut self-titled EP. After the song is done, we'll take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back shortly after that with more Captiva on ECAV Radio.
Please don't 'Cause you've been calling me out. I'm such a good guy until I lie. Your plans for me are so invisible. 'Cause our paths in life are asymmetrical.
Welcome back to Indie Movement on ECAV Radio. I'm your host, A Beats, and we're going to go ahead and continue the interview that I did with local four-piece Captiva at the end of last year. During this particular segment, we're going to hear one of the artists who inspired them, as well as another song off their EP. So here we go.
I had Hank send me some tracks that kind of influenced you guys for writing songs on the album. One of them was Snowmine, Rome. Tell me a little bit about how that influenced you.
Well, that just recently influenced me. Well, Pat showed me a song by them. He's like, "Yo, check out the song."
I knew JJ would dig that.
For a music paper, Music 302. Shouts out to Paul Laird. We love you. Yeah, he's a nut. But yeah, so we were studying for this paper. He shows me a song. I was like, "Dude, this is awesome." So I eventually went home the next day and just looked up the whole album. And they're one of my favorite bands now. I love Snowmine. I highly recommend Snowmine to anybody who's looking for some new music. But so just recently, it wasn't part of the writing process at all, like as an inspiration, but in the recording process, it definitely was.
Oh, okay.
It did kind of bring out some Snowmine-esque type sounds, but in the future, I want to write a song very similar to like Rome. I already have, like on the piano, like he plays the piano in their acoustic version ever, and it's it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. He sounds so good. So I don't know. In the future, definitely something is going to sound very similar to that song, I'm sure.
So let's go ahead and check out Rome by Snowmine on ECAV Radio.
We have a will to make necessity.
So you guys write a new song, you demo it out live, and then kind of get the crowd temperature, get the feedback, and then going back into practice and tweak it. And how does that
Usually.
work for you?
Usually. We did that with Road to Ruin, definitely, and got great feedback live. So, like, we knew going into recording it that it had to have the same energy, as the live performance.
Yeah.
But it kind of helps us because then we, like, form it one way, form it another. We can kind of test the crowd, see which one they like more.
But I mean, I feel like we almost just kind of go for it. We like, I don't know, we
Spur the
don't
moment.
get a whole lot of feedback before we put a song out. We'll like play it live a few times, but no one really like comes up and specifically says like, oh, love that song. I mean, sometimes they do, but I feel like most of our songs in this EP, we just kind of like, we're like, okay, we like these songs, we know they're good, let's put them out because I think people are gonna like them.
Yeah.
We just kind of go for it.
So you guys have like many other songs that you've been writing to, and you just picked these 4, or was it you guys just focused in on these 4?
We focused in on these 4.
Yeah, we really did focus on. I mean, we have so many other songs that we're planning to hopefully release in the future. But like, yeah, these 4 songs, like we chose these 4 songs as being the ones that we really thought would bring the
most attention.
Yeah, the most attention and really like encompass like everything that Captiva has to offer in 4 songs. So like, or everything we can do in 4 songs. So like, yeah, we put a lot of attention into this EP for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys mentioned a little bit earlier that when you went in the studio, some of the songs completely changed, or you guys revised particular parts. So how did that? So is it you guys lay down the drums and then you lay down the guitars, or did you guys do everything live in kind of in one take as a band?
It depends, really. I mean, there's songs that we do piece by piece, layer by layer, but then we got other songs that we do live, almost completely instrumentally. And I mean, usually we do it instrumentally first, and then we'll come back and do the vocals on top.
Yeah, and I mean with this EP, we did 2 live tracks. And then this was actually this recording process was the first time we've ever used a click track in a studio together,
okay.
which honestly I love. I love using a click track. I think it
Yeah.
sounds so much more consistent and just sounds
It's
really
pretty solid.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds so solid. But some of them it's so much more necessary to just do it live. You know?
Chemistry's
Get the feel.
Yeah, Road to Ruin was live.
chemistry's
Chemicals was
kind
live.
of better, and like I don't know, there's more energy sometimes if you're doing it live because we're all kind of vibing,
feeling
with
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, because with a click, it feels so kind of robotic sometimes. Hard to get.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but
But it makes like the click track just made the editing process so much easier, and like
Yeah.
if we wanted to change something,
Yeah.
like it was so much
And
more
you-
possible.
And you just feel a little bit more confident in the song. Like you're not doubting any like mistakes because it's all it's mathematical.
And with that, let's go ahead and check out another track off Captiva's debut EP. The song is called Stimulating Freeze, and after the song is done, we will take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back very shortly after that with more indie movement and Captiva here on ECAV Radio.
A stimulating freeze makes it visible to breathe outside. Misleadings in my mind from the cocoon of wool and cotton that you hide behind. And the funny thing is you don't even know if it's cold or not. Focused on what's going on, but what's going on is focused on you. It seems like the weather found out what we were talking about. Kept us inside this time, but by my word, we'll figure it out. And I know it's hard for you to trust these promises, but I understand it goes hand in hand this way.
Welcome back to Indie Movement on ECAV Radio. I am your host, A. Beats, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you are just joining us, at the end of 2015, I had the pleasure of sitting down with local Kansas City four-piece Captiva to talk to them about their debut EP release that they put out about the second week of December. So far during the show, we've heard a little bit about the songs, heard about some of the influences, and we're going to go ahead and continue this interview. And then at the end of this particular segment, we're going to hear probably one of my favorite songs off the album called Chemicals. So here we go. This is Captiva on ECAV Radio.
So playing out of KC and playing within the state, what have you guys noticed that bands outside of Kansas City or touring bands do differently than local bands? Just as far as like live show or promotion or just getting out there and
I don't really know. What would you say?
any noticeable differences or same?
So you're saying local bands and bands that are like tour travel and stuff?
Yeah, just kind of comparing
You
like
probably know a
attitudes.
lot
Yeah,
about
there's
approaches.
actually like a huge difference
Yeah.
between the two. I think touring bands they kind of detach themselves from their local scene a little bit, and that way they can build relationships in other cities and like that, so they're not focusing their promotion on one city. Whereas local bands, it's all about, hey, Kansas City, come to my show, or hey, Kansas City, read this article. Touring bands are all about the beyond aspect. So I think like there's also a different mindset on their behalf when it comes to that kind of thing, where emotionally and like mentally they're a little bit detached from their local music scene as well. They still have the same respect and the same love for the people that they played with, the people that they worked with in that scene, but they're also, I think, just people who are okay with change and like traveling, and because it's difficult to do that.
Right.
It's not easy, and sometimes you see people coming in off of like 3 weeks into their tour and they're just dead.
It's kind of just like, for me, when I see it, it's kind of more just like a comparison of like for a local band it'd be like opportunity, and then for a touring band it'd be an occupation. So like they're just more developed. That's all I would say. Like their live performance is just so much more developed.
It's not that they're better at all either.
And I mean, neither one is more. Yeah,
it's way better.
Right.
Than the touring
exactly.
band.
Local bands
true.
are a little bit more ambitious and a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're a little bit more
Sometimes
ambitious.
it's more, like beneficial for like a local band to be a local band because you can take more risks, you know what I mean? But then also like a touring band has more time to focus on their sound, so I mean it can go both ways, so the comparison is hard to do, but
Do you see more hustle in local bands as opposed to touring bands, or less? Or
I mean, I don't know. It depends. I mean, I think you see hustle in any band who's like, out there trying to.
So there'd
Yeah.
be more hustle in local bands, but like to be completely honest,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why they're local bands, is because sometimes they don't hustle enough,
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
But I also think that a lot of touring bands, they hustle to get out of the local scene, and then as soon as they're touring and they're on the road, they've got a following, they kind of lose the hustle and they fall behind. Because it's easy to get ahead of yourself.
yeah, it's just kind of like a thing where you're a local band, you turn into a touring band, but you got to stay with your roots, so you get both aspects of knowing what it was like to be a local band, yet being that touring band, because if you have it all together, then you're that complete band that everybody wants to hear, everybody loves, because you have all those great aspects of a live performance.
You
You're
don't wanna
taking
come
the
home and
risks,
have
and you have a
everybody
developed sound, you know what I mean? And I mean, we did hustle, though, as a local band, for sure. Like, there were some shows where we were like, we haven't seen that much progress lately with, our local scene. Yo, F it, let's do this on stage. You know what I mean? And we could do that as a local band. We definitely hustle, and I'm not saying we're a touring band or anything, but we're kind of in the middle right now, I would say. But
I
yeah,
think we're kind of trying to focus, like most bands are, on the beyond aspect of it.
trying to get out of town more and build the
Right.
circles up outside of Kansas City.
It's easy to get, with all the ambition, as Patrick mentioned, of a local band, it's easy to focus your ambition on just dominating your local scene rather than, taking over the world.
Right.
And sometimes that local scene, what we've really found out, I'm not saying Kansas City doesn't show us love. Kansas City definitely shows us love, and we love Kansas City, and we do well in Kansas City. But sometimes for most bands, that local scene just might not be for your sound of music. You can go to the state right next to you and play a show there, and people are going to absolutely love it when they just absolutely hated you in your own state. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's just so much different It's just such a different music scene. So honestly, with that being said, like if you're a local band and you're just like not seeing much progress or anything, like just like try and get some time, work your ass off, and find some money to go to the next state to play a show, because you never know. Like people might love you in that state when they're not gonna love you nearly as much in your own state or another state. You know what I mean? It's like a different country almost.
It's all
like
about knowing
you,
where your market's at.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And it's kind of weird too, because then you go to that other state, you build up that following, then you come back to your city, and everyone's like, "Hey, you
Yeah.
guys are awesome."
Expansion is key, really,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hurts.
So when you guys go and play out of town, do you guys hang out as like with like in different groups? You guys all hang out as a band.
Yeah, hurts straight up.
You guys kind of go on your own.
No, yeah, I'm just like, I don't even know these guys.
Where am I?
Yeah, we hang out, like, we always get together. Except for when we were in Chicago, we split up a lot.
No, but we're always like when we travel. I don't know. It's some of the best trips of my that I've ever taken with these guys. Like I don't know, like on the road with these guys, and we were just telling the stories earlier. Like I don't know. It's
like anytime
it's so funny.
it's some of the
It
shit
could
that
go
happens
on and
is
on about some of the
ridiculous.
stories.
It's so
Pretty
funny.
outrageous.
So have you guys ever played Captiva, Florida?
No, but that'd be awkward.
Yeah.
That would be awkward.
I was waiting for that question. The first person I ever asked.
Someone, my friends always say, "You guys got to play
No,
Captiva."
That Captiva is a place in Florida. People have no idea.
It looks like a nice place. TripAdvisor tells me the
Oh, it's
beaches are
great.
amazing.
Yeah,
oh, you guys have been?
I vacation
Okay.
there. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And Mucky Duck. If anyone's
Yeah,
been
Mucky
there.
Duck. Shout out Mucky Duck.
Yeah,
Mucky
for
Duck's
real.
awesome. Salty.
Bean toss game.
or
I'm
no.
sure everybody knows what I'm talking
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
Florida.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, no, I hope so. That would be like
That'd be insane.
if we have like
Yeah.
okay, our biggest show should be in Captiva, Florida.
If we have like our own, you know how like the Works have their own festival. If we like made our own festival, it'd be.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
So let's go ahead and check out Chemicals by Captiva here on ECAV Radio.
I sip to sterilize my mind. I'll give the firelight to hide the night. Give me something I can use, not to abuse the good old times when the time is right. Because I move like the seasons are floating by in many shapes and sizes. But you give me reasons to never come back, and I can't deny you that. Oh, behind my eyes, the chemicals can tell that I'm not feeling well. And here I know I've been thinking of a better life. Whenever we are home, I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so alone. Stripped to visualize my life. Strive to paralyze the eye inside. It's strange to me, it's strange to you. But I can't feel my face, I can't feel anything. Behind my eyes, the chemicals can tell that I'm not feeling well. And here I know I've been thinking of a better life. Whenever we are home, I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so alone. Because I move like the seasons are floating by in many shapes and sizes. But you give me reasons to never come back.
You are tuned in to Indie Movement on ECAV Radio. I am your host, A Beats, and if you are just joining us right now, we are about to jump into the final segment of an interview that I did with local Kansas City four-piece who go by the name of Captiva. We did this interview end of last year, right around the time when they dropped their debut EP, and we had a lot of fun. If you've been tuning in over this past hour, you know that we've talked about a lot of fun things, influences on the record, the recording process, touring, just getting to know them as a group. And they're really, really cool guys, and I guarantee that you probably agree with me. So let's go ahead and jump into this final segment where we talk a little bit more about their influences, and they give a couple of shout-outs. You're listening to Indie Movement on ECAV Radio.
There's another song you guys sent me that influenced you. Northern Faces, Under My Skin.
Oh, that's Hank.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about
Faces,
that, yeah.
They're awesome. We booked them at the Riot Room right before I moved to Nashville, and then when we played Fashion Meets Music Festival in Columbus, Ohio, they were playing as well. That's where he got to see him.
Yeah, I saw them. Hank, they went home for some reason,
Yeah.
but I got to see them. They were phenomenal. They're such a good band. Like, I agree with Hank. I didn't believe in him at first because,
Because he's just a drummer.
Yeah, he's just a drummer. but yeah, I saw their live performance, and it was cool. They were really good. I enjoyed it.
What is it about their music that kind of influences you?
It's just like how they maintain like how heavy the rock is,
Okay.
but the song structure, like the way they incorporate two vocalists in the song.
Yeah.
Both vocalists sound the exact same.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, they go hard
Yeah.
for sure with the rock and roll or alternative, whatever you want to call it. But then also their vocals, like, and their harmonies are so clean. And, like, that's what we look for all the time. Like, me and Pat, we just want some clean harmonies, like
Yeah.
some good...
Harmonies are a big thing that me and JJ try to take advantage of because I feel like that's something we have that a lot of bands don't necessarily have. I don't know. They're
Yeah,
not
I
able
mean-
to do
Oh,
harmonies.
absolutely. Like, I feel harmonies kind of make the distinction between, like, a good band and a just average band, depending on the genre of music.
Right,
I would say in
yeah.
your genre of music, you got to have the harmonies.
Yeah. I mean, it
like
shows
the beat
talent, and it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it adds a little aspect to
it
the song.
creates some, like,
It's-
ambience almost to your sound. No
Yeah.
matter how hard of
Makes it-
rock
yeah.
you are doing.
makes it a little bit more complex,
I like
and
rocks.
I love rocks and collection.
So speaking about vocal sounds, Jackson, I think that you have a very distinct vocal sound on these recordings. Is there like a plug-in chain that you guys use every time, or is it just what comes out?
It's basically what comes out. I mean, I've honestly, like, not, like, degrading Patrick or anything about his vocals. I love Patrick's vocals. They're beautiful, and so is his
Thanks,
face.
Jackson.
But, yeah, I know.
The same person,
You're
it's
looking
weird.
good, too. Your muscles. Yeah, whatever. All right, moving on. But yeah, no, it's it's basically what comes out naturally. I've just had a little bit more vocal training, and like I've been in choir. Like I was in choir for 4 years. I'm in a singing group now in college. Like I'm always singing, and I know how to sing and what sounds right. So I'll help Pat out a little bit sometimes in the studio. But it's just more of a fact that I just project a little bit more.
Yeah.
But there's no plugins or anything. It's just what comes out, what goes in the microphone. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and check out Under My Skin by Northern Faces on ECAV Radio.
And love is an honest song. I wrote it when I was all alone, and even when silence comes, I feel my patience wearing thin. On and on this song go, changing
2016 hope for Captiva?
Fame, fortune, models.
Models.
No.
You guys are doing it big, huh?
Well, we do plan. I mean, me and JJ talked, briefly about it yesterday, but we do plan on dropping an album eventually, with
Full length.
not just a 4-song EP, but we plan on dropping like an 8, 9, 10-song album, and we already got songs lined up, and I don't know. I think that's just kind of the biggest project we have in the
probably later
future.
next year, but-
We're playing in Colorado over Christmas break
That's good.
with the Expendables, and we're playing like Breckenridge, Copper, Steamboat, and it's gonna be the coolest trip ever.
Yeah, we're so
And,
psyched. And that's starting off the year of 2016. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
so
Nice.
that's gonna be. I don't know. We're so excited for
And
that.
we're gonna focus a lot on just touring, just
Mm-hmm.
getting across the country as much as we can, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
And then later in the year, once we get back into school or whatever we're doing, focus more on getting that album, start recording again. I think what our process is as of now is just tour in the summer, record in the winter. That's how I kind of see it's how it's working so far, how it has worked in the past. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recording is like our hibernation period.
Yeah.
It really is though, because when we did the album, Basic Creations,
Dead of winter.
It was like the dead of winter. We would go in and like our shoes would be drenched in snow, and like it was cold as balls.
Cool as wood.
What's the word I'm
I
looking
could think of a
for?
good
Balls.
There's the adjective.
I need to read a book.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you guys want to mention about the new album that we haven't talked about?
It's gonna be dope.
I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know. We're kind of I don't know, like addressing ourselves with this, and we're kind of throwing it out there. It's stuff that I think it's kind of different than our last stuff, and we're really excited about it. We completely stand behind every single song.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is like we've shown a lot of the tracks to our friends,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and each of the the friends that we showed it to, they all have different favorite songs.
Sure.
So that's exactly what we were going for. We
Yeah,
weren't hoping
exactly.
to just focus on one song, rely on that one to push the EP. We wanted to make sure every single track on that EP was something that people, not only liked but like thoroughly enjoyed and wanted to share with everybody around them.
Yeah. And 2 of the songs are songs I wrote, and 2 of the songs are songs Pat wrote.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Like,
Yeah.
it adds so much variety.
Yeah.
So
It's a nice blend, though. It's
blend.
cool. It's
So
2 of his, 2 of mine.
And I challenge, this is what I'm going to leave with people. I challenge people to try and not being the ones that I'm singing on, the ones Pat sings on, but just try and guess like which ones are mine and which
Yeah,
ones are Pat's.
'cause you
Because I'm
can-
sure
you can tell.
I'm sure it's pretty easy, but
Different writing styles,
you'll
but they blend well
recognize it.
together.
Yeah, but it blends well, and it gives us a lot of variety, and that's why people have those different favorite songs, which is
Exactly.
awesome.
Sure.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Cool. Well, you guys want to give any shout outs?
Janelle.
Shout out to
My
Janelle.
mom.
Also,
For real though, like my mom's the shit. Like she's helped us so much. She believes. She's a believer.
yeah, she's a Captiva believer.
Yeah.
Feel that. But
She's a Captiva.
Shout out to
too.
Temple Sounds.
and-
Shout out to Jeremy.
yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy
He's
Bone,
awesome,
Keep on.
man.
Shout out to Q Dog.
Beta Theta Pi, University of Kansas.
Apple pie.
Nah. What'd you say?
He said apple pie, McDonald's. After
I felt a thigh.
And Phi Delta Phi.
But yeah, check it
The
out.
University of Kansas in general. Go
Yeah.
Hawks, let's
The
go.
world.
And the Royals.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs.
RFG Productions.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys
No
stopping by.
problem. Thanks for having
us,
us.
man.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That was Captiva on Indie Movement. Want to thank the guys for coming in and talking about their brand new debut EP. You can check it out on SoundCloud, on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you can find streaming music. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is your host, A Beats, signing off.